What's up guys, this is Yasa. Welcome back to my channel. You're watching Yasa's Fit Frag, and today I'm going to talk about different methods of applying attars or perfume oils and also perfume sprays. So I used to get so many requests for this particular topic. I thought everybody knows it. Of course everybody knows it, but they still want to understand if there are better ways of application. So let me tell you one fact guys. So there is no one single method of applying attars or perfume sprays. Everybody follows different styles, so it all depends on your personal preference. So I also follow different methods for different occasions or different situations. So I'll give you a few tips of how exactly I follow when it comes to attars and also when it comes to perfume sprays. So I'll start with the attars first. So like I mentioned, there is no one single method. You can follow different styles for different occasions. So I'll first start with the application method for attars. So I'll first show you the most common, most recommended method is to apply it on your pulse points, which is behind your ears. So this is an attar bottle. I actually decanted Rasasi Oud al Mitali into this one. So this is just a fancy bottle that you get in the local attar stores. A very nice bottle. I actually like this. I don't know if you like it or not. Looks very classy. Okay. So the most common method is to use it on your pulse points, which is behind your ears. You can also use it at the back here, so that when you walk around, the scent trail passes behind you and people walking behind you can also smell you well. I usually avoid this particular area which is behind the ears because it keeps coming and you keep smelling the fragrance. It's just my personal thing. You can still use it. There is no issues at all. I don't really prefer smelling my own fragrance throughout the time I spend the day because I like it when I get whiffs of it at different intervals. So that's the reason I avoid this particular area, because when I apply it here I can continuously smell it. So I usually prefer only using it at the back, and of course the pulse points, which is this and this, both the hands, and a little bit on the clothes as well. So this is the usual method that people follow who prefers applying it on their skin. Now the question is how exactly you apply attars on clothes, because clothes can give you stains when you use these oils. So I'll show you how exactly I follow. Now let's say you're wearing a shirt and you don't have the habit of applying attars on your skin, or if you have the habit of applying attars both on skin and on clothes, then let's say you're wearing a shirt, it is a white shirt, and you cannot really apply oils directly on clothes. I'll show you why. Because let's say you're wearing a light color shirt or t-shirt, so when you wear it like that, you can see this mark, right? You want to avoid this because that looks a little odd, because you cannot walk around with these marks just because you want to smell good. So I'll tell you how exactly you can avoid these and still apply it on your clothes. So let's say you're wearing a shirt. Okay, I'll come to the t-shirt later. So if you're wearing a shirt, the easiest way is you apply it on this area, which is between the buttons. Okay, keep applying it on this area between the buttons, because when you close your buttons, those spots are not seen. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Those spots are not seen. Not this area, but the area inside, which is between the buttons. So that's the easiest way to apply attars. The second method is lift up the collar this way and then apply it around here, the collar area. Okay, because you are going to fold that anyways. So again, that would not be seen. So that way you can still apply a good amount and the stains won't be visible to all. The other method is you can go under the arm area, okay, which is this. I'll show you how exactly it is. So let's say you're wearing a shirt, and this area I'm talking about, okay, because this area is usually kept like this, so people who are around you cannot really see the marks here. So that is also one method of using it on your shirt. Now let's say you're wearing a t-shirt. Now how exactly you apply it on a t-shirt or a shirt which is half sleeve, because t-shirts do not have buttons. There are collared t-shirts. Of course you can still follow the same method for a collared t-shirt, but let's say you're wearing a round neck t-shirt like the way I'm doing. So how exactly you would apply attar on t-shirts? So like I said, this is something you need to avoid. So what you can do is, in case there are dark spots, dark prints in your t-shirt, you can actually apply it there. Like let's say now this print is silver and you have, the t-shirt is blue, so there are no dark spots But in case you're wearing a t-shirt which has dark spots, say there are black prints where even if you apply it is not visible, you can obviously choose that method. Or let's say you're wearing a plain t-shirt or a light t-shirt like this, you can actually go under your arms here and you can actually go in this particular area, because you're going to fold your hand or keep your hand straight down anyways, because you will not be lifting your arms throughout the day. So that's one method. You can wear it just under the neck area if you want, but that's not the usual method I follow, but I still follow this one, which is behind the neck. Now the drawback in t-shirt is you do not have too many options to wear it on clothes. So what I do is, again, this is not the usual method, only if I want to apply a little more because I am in a high humid temperature, and I know for a fact that using very less will not be helpful, because if in case you happen to be in a coastal area where it is super sweaty during the summers, you have to apply a little more. Keep this in mind, guys. We are in India, we are not in France. I know many of the foreign reviewers say that apply just 3 sprays, only 4 sprays, 5 sprays, more than enough. It doesn't work in India. Let's be practical here, okay? We don't live in a climate like how they live. We don't live in a climate where there is zero pollution, no dust at all. We are in India, guys. I hope you guys know it. I'm not trying to put India down, but we know the fact how India is. So we know how the weather is here. We know how the pollution is here. So let's be a little practical. So let's follow the Desi style. So again, I don't recommend overspraying or over applying. If you're wearing a strong perfumes, I'm talking about fresh citrus, light perfumes which you use for summer, you can go a little over the normal routine. If you happen to be in a very humid temperature, you just cannot restrict yourself using half ml of oil, because half ml of oil is more than sufficient if you're in a moderate temperature, even for a fresh citrus aquatic type of attars. But if you're wearing a strong attar like woody, tobacco base, 0.3 ml is what I usually use. But again, like I said, we are in India. If you're in a high humid kind of coastal areas like Mumbai, Mangalore, Goa, you have to go a little above. I would say at least 1 ml. So let's continue with the application method. So like I said, I follow here and then I follow here the underarms. And what you can do next is, if you want to go a little over the usual normal method, you just apply on the borders of your palm, okay? I don't know if you can see it. Okay, let me show you this way. Okay, on the borders of your palms, your fingers, like this, just apply it. Just fold it once, just softly, don't rub it too much. Just apply it like that. You don't see any marks here. You don't see any marks, but I'll tell you, the smell still remains on your t-shirt. So this is what I do when I wear light t-shirts or light shirts, and it really works fine for me. So you don't see anything on the hand, but ensure you wash your hand after the application method. You can also do it this way. You can just apply a few dots and you can just rub it here. But this makes it a little easier for me. You just have to apply it on your fingertips. Just rub it once so that you don't remain the stains here. Just rub your t-shirt or the shirt, white shirt or a light shirt that you're wearing. So that's the most easiest method, but not the most common method that everybody follows. So like I said, if you want to go a little over the application method because you happen to stay in a very humid temperature and you want to apply a little more so that you don't smell bad because you immediately sweat in 30 minutes after stepping out, especially when you're going outdoors, then you can follow this method. Again, if you are okay to apply it on your skin, then you can also apply it on your forearms, the entire forearms, because here you have your hair, especially for men. The hair on your forearm actually helps the oil stay a little longer. It's the obvious reason, just like how you apply oil on your hair, it stays for almost a day. So it is the same concept here. You can apply it on your forearms entirely. So you just have to swipe 2 to 3 lines based on the strength of the perfume oil that you're using, and then rub it softly, softly. Okay, don't rub it too hard because you're going to destroy the top note, mid note of that fragrance oil. So rub it very softly, just one rub very softly so that it spreads evenly like this. So that's it. So these are the different application methods for attars that I follow depending on the situation. Again, if I happen to go indoors in a very nice AC setup, I go about 0.5 ml if it is a very soft attar. If it is like a good lasting, good projection type of Ajmal attars, I usually go about 0.25 ml. I don't really measure it, but I understand by the level of the bottle what I use. So that's 0.25 ml if I'm using an Ajmal attar for a very moderate temperature AC setup indoors. But if I'm going outdoors, or if I happen to be in a coastal area super hot, I at least go about 1 ml. We are in India, guys, remember that. Okay, I know many would still comment saying, are you crazy? You're using 1 ml, you're going to choke everybody down. Trust me, if you're in a coastal area, if you happen to be outside, you will not choke anybody. In fact, you yourself cannot smell you after 30 minutes once you step out in a coastal high humid temperature. I was born in a place like that. That's the reason I'm making this statement, because I know there is a huge difference when I wear perfumes in Mangalore, which is a coastal area. That's my birthplace. And when I go to Bangalore, I just use half the number of sprays or attars, and it gives me almost a better performance than when I apply it in the coastal area Mangalore. So I'm settled in Bangalore from past, I think, 16 years now. So there's a huge difference in the performance when I wear my perfumes in Bangalore and when I wear my perfumes in Mangalore, which is a coastal area. So that's the reason I'm making this statement. So in case you have experienced that, I'm sure you would understand this. But those who did not experience it might still comment. So you can still comment, no problem. But I am sharing my experience. You can follow it if you want, or if you do not want to follow it, you don't have to follow it. So now I'll show you how exactly you spray your perfumes. Now again, like I said, there is no one single method. There are different methods. So you can follow what you want. So the normal method that people follow is the pulse points again, which is this behind the ears, your pulse points on your shoulders. But I'll tell you what I follow. My normal usual spray routine is 8 when I go to office indoors, 30 minutes before I reach office. If it is a soft perfume, I don't follow 8 spray routine every time. If I'm wearing a strong perfume like Rasasi Layukwam or any of the tobacco based fragrance, I only go about 4 to 5 sprays, because that's the max you should use if you're going indoors. Again, in Layukwam, I wear it 1.5 hours before I reach office, because it is super strong in the beginning. So I want it to settle down so that I don't annoy anybody. So I follow different spray routine for different perfumes for different occasions. If I'm going outdoors, I actually go 10 to 12 sprays as well, not with Layukwam, but with a normal fresh perfume. So you need to understand the strength of the perfume before you decide how many sprays you want to go for. It does not make sense to follow one single spray routine for every type of perfume that you use. This is my personal opinion. You can agree or disagree, no problem at all. So I'll tell you now, let's say you are in a high humid temperature and you want a fresh, moderate performing perfume like Ajmal Zeel, which is a clone of Dior Sauvage. So like I said, the normal method is the pulse point. I usually avoid the ears. I sometimes wear it as well depending on my mood, but I usually avoid this. But I definitely spray at the back. I spray one spray here at the back of the neck and the other spray at the mid of my clothes before I wear my clothes, because that's the most sweaty area for me. I don't know if you guys also have the same problem, but I usually sweat because when I drive my car, there is no much space for the air, so it sweats there even if I put on the AC in the car. So I usually spray about 2 sprays there, sometimes 1, and 1 spray here. Okay. And 1 here, that makes it 5. 1 at the center, 6. Then here, 7 and 8. This is my usual spray routine that I follow for a normal fresh perfume, a moderate performing perfume. If I'm wearing a strong one, I go about 4 to 5 sprays. So that is here, 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 sometimes at the back if I want to go 5. Now let's say you're in a super hot, humid temperature like a coastal area like Mumbai. The moment you step outside, you sweat immediately. I'm sure people in coastal areas would understand what I'm talking about. So this is specific to if you're going outdoors and you are sure that you are going to sweat immediately the moment you step out. So what I do is I turn the reverse side of the t-shirt as soon as I take my bath, and then this is the back side. Okay, this is the tag, so it's the back side. I spray about 4 sprays here, 1, 2, okay, this 4 or 5, however it is, because I'm sure that I'll sweat immediately. I step outside. I again go about 4 sprays at the front, and then I go about here. Then after I wear it, I again spray on the shoulder areas, about 2 sprays each, and sometimes here. So that makes it like 12, 13 sprays, which for a coastal area, high humid temperature, perfumes like moderate fresh scents is not annoying at all. You have to have personal experience to believe this statement. We are in India, guys, so like I said, follow the Desi style if you know what kind of Indian weather and pollution that you see around. So you cannot act like a French guy, oh just 4 sprays, 5 sprays, more than enough. It will not work, trust me. I'm using perfumes for almost 15 years and I've experimented everything that I could. I've oversprayed to the wrong places as well just to experiment, and I admit that you should not do it. But if you are in a coastal area, super hot, high summertime, and if you are wearing a moderate performing perfumes like this, you can easily go 12 to 14 sprays. You will not annoy anybody. In fact, you yourself cannot smell after 30 minutes if you're stepping outdoors. Remember that. I don't follow this method if I'm going indoors where you have a limited space around you. If you have AC setup, then I don't recommend going more than 8 sprays at all, even for a fresh perfume. But if you're going outdoors, super hot, coastal areas, heavy summers, you sweat the moment you step out, then you can follow 12 to 15 sprays. Now this is my personal opinion. You can follow what you like. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope this was helpful. So in case you think this was helpful, please share the videos to your friends and groups and relatives. So thanks for watching again. See you next time soon. Cheers.